I have a question. I wonder if any of you can answer that question. Question is this. You say that IITs and government-run institutes, IIMs, they provide great quality graduates who serve this country and take this country forward.
500 students.
500. My question is, behind the 500 students, or maybe the 1,000 students, I don't know the exact number who get into the IIT, is a 15,000 crore rupee, mind-boggling private tuition industry.
Exactly.
Correct.
Am I right or am I wrong, sir?
Absolutely.
You're right.
No, so behind the edifice,
Absolutely.
behind the edifice of a government education is somebody who says, a poor farmer's son, who says that in order to get into the structured IIT course, I need to pay lakhs of rupees for a private course to get into an IIT in the first place. Is that right? So, can you deny privatization of education?
No, sir,
you want to answer
sir,
that?
just-
Go on.
Sir,
You want to answer
which is where our problem of prioritization lies in terms of what the government should be doing. Someone spoke in the beginning of this debate about how the problem should be tackled at the grassroots, and which is why I feel everyone here in this debate has been neglecting the fact that privatization of education also relates to talking about schools, right? No, I feel privatizing.
Tell me about what will happen to the IIT, to the student who is deserving from a poor family who cannot go through
He
a
goes to
private
Super
tuition for a IIT examination. What happens to that student?
Sir, that student-
Professor, you have an answer for that?
We are trying to argue that we are not saying that whatever was happening in public education system, which may have been all right for that times of that time, this should continue. What we are arguing is that you improve the public education system wherever there were weaknesses.
Sir, as an
but the
extension-
answer is not
As an extension.
to abdicate the responsibility of improvement to the market.
As an extension
make
to what-
market the arbiter.
One at a time.
And therefore, all the faults which are being pointed out, one teacher running a school, teacher absenteeism, all is a product of the decade of 90s.
Sir,
Decade of 90s when one teacher program was implemented at the dictate of World Bank. Do you know this or do you not? I want to ask you.
as an extension.
World Bank asked Government of India to start one teacher
We have a
school.
very interesting situation in this debate.
World Bank asked
We have a
Government of
very
India to
interesting
start one
situation.
teacher school.
Very interesting situation. One second. Very interesting situation where we have this side arguing today that the Indian government has conspired with the private sector. There's a massive conspiracy to end the role of government in education. It's a valid question, isn't it? It's a valid question.
No,
We
sir.
have one defense deal we signed recently with
Maybe
France.
we do not know.
One defense deal with France worth more than 2 billion is almost 30% of the entire expenditure education budget of India.
20
No,
billion.
no,
20 billion.
20 billion. So that's
Still a large number.
a huge number,
Yeah.
much larger than the
Yes.
education budget of India.
Yes.
Have we deliberately conspired to leave our youth at the mercy of private players in education? Who are not giving the education for free.
It's not really mercy. It's leaving the education system to the private hands. I wish that the government was more proactive, and government actually has very less business in the higher education space. It should be giving primary education.
What
It should be-
percentage of students in IIPM would go free?
No, I'm going to. I'm going to come. No, I'm going to come to your. I'm going to come to your.
Straight question.
I'm going to answer that. But
Yeah.
before that, I've got a few points to make, and then I'm going to answer that.
sure, please do.
The point is that the government should have taken care of the basic primary education system so that there was a level playing field, and then the kids could go up on merit. Government has not taken care of the basic primary education. And higher education, where government has actually
that's
made
only a
some
complaint.
institutions. No, let me tell you that this question about private sector giving bad education, let me tell you about, say, the IIMs or the IITs. You give me 100-acre land, I'm going to teach 10,000 students.
One sec-
Why are they teaching 250 students?
You said don't want to take from
This
government.
is tax. This
One
is taxpayers' money being wasted.
Listen to one chika. She's
Sir,
rebutting you. One chika. One chika.
I'll tell you where the taxpayer money is going and where is it wasted and where is it not
Yeah, go on.
wasted, right? The reason why you're not able to focus on your primary education is because you're not able to give tangible benefits to the poor to study, right? To the dividend that you're talking about to study, to get your immediate results, right? What does a person who goes to school think
Listen
of?
to her.
That मेरे को job मिलेगी और मैं पढ़ूंगा मेरे को job मिलेगी. अब अगर उसको, if he does not understand anything in nursery related to a job, he drops out, right? Why are you not able to, work hard at the primary level education is because of these conspiracies, as sir has talked about, that are going on at the higher level, sir. And the fact that you can do something about it, right? That you can do something about it has been manifested by a very special institute that I've heard of, which is Super 30, sir. It's not that they're not capable. They're being taught for free. They sit for those IIT exams.
Absolutely.
And 30 of those clear that entrance and make it to an IIT, sir.
Absolutely.
Which means that there is potential. Which means that if you
Absolutely.
allocate
Good
your
point.
resources
That's
there,
a
which
private-
means...
Good point.
which
Let her
means, sir,
complete. Let
which
her
means
complete. Now
if you
you have to let her
allocate your
complete.
resources there,
You
you
have to let
will
her
get
complete.
results. But because of the dirty politics that goes on that level, where the state tries to mingle with privatization mingles with state, you're not able to do anything about it at the primary level. So
Yeah.
that is the problem.
Collusion is the problem. One sec, Naveen Chopra.
There are
Naveen Chopra.
660 to 680 million youth in this country.
Sir,
668
what I want-
करोड़,
Let him come. Now
68
she heard
करोड़,
you.
68 करोड़ इंसान हैं यहाँ पे. आप दिल्ली छोड़िए, दिल्ली इंडिया नहीं है.
बिल्कुल होना
68 करोड़.
Yeah.
उस 68 करोड़ इंसान को टीच करने के लिए अगर आप प्राइवेट एजुकेशन को नहीं लाते हो, whether it's in the means of public private partnerships, or it is encouraging people to invest their hard earned money, risk their money. It's everything is a risk. You think you just walk in and open an institute and you get students and you make millions? What kind of rubbish is that? I mean, why is it that there are 67
He has a question.
No, I want to answer
One
this.
second.
I want to answer this.
One second.
I want to answer this.
One second. She wants to answer. Are we saying there are no capitation fees in India?
No, no.
Are we saying that
No.
the government?
Who charges capitation fees? The
Private
government bloody
institutions.
institutes, the government
I
colleges,
want to ask
medical
you-
colleges.
I want to ask you, you talked of the number of millions of youth in this country who are not getting education. I want to ask you, give me one historical example of any country
Yes.
which has
Capitalist or socialist?
universalized primary and elementary and secondary education without common school systems which are public funded.
Absolutely, we require that.
Nowhere, whether it is China, whether it is Cuba, whether it is France, whether it is America, Latin America, nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nowhere have you been able to do
Government
it
has a
without
huge role
public
to
funding.
play, but that doesn't mean privatization has
just
brought
one
down
moment,
standards.
one moment. Can I finish?
complete and
Can I finish? My point is very clear and very simple. You have to find out why our public systems, instead of being expanded, were killed by what I call 1,000 cuts. You have a conspiracy to murder, but you can kill by 1,000 cuts. Why was that done, and why do we today believe that the answer to our problem is not public funded universalized education, but the answer to our problem is private initiative, which has never succeeded in universalizing education anywhere.
When has public
What is the
systems have
historical
succeeded?
example?
Exactly.
Where is the
On that,
historical
sir, I have a
example?
question
There
for
is
you.
no historical
One
example
second,
of
one
this.
second, one second. Why
Not
can't we? Why-
one country.
Why can't we have 100 IITs?
that-
I wonder.
Yeah, why can't we have
Why can't we
100
have 100 IITs?
Because you don't
if
have
there
the
are
funds.
100 IIMs,
Why not 100 IITs? Absolutely.
Your entire
Funds for the IIT
one
are
second,
going
one second.
to-
Government doesn't launch 100 IITs, therefore IIP launches 100
Arindam,
IIPs.
your institute.
No, that's wrong.
Government should go ahead and launch and provide good quality education.
No,
Make
Mr.
5,000
Chaudhary,
seats
Mr.
in
Chaudhary,
IIMs,
Mr.
my
Chaudhary.
students won't come here.
Sir.
They'll go to IIMs.
No,
Why don't
there's
they
a big
increase seats in
misconception here.
IIMs?
There's a big misconception
If they
here.
wanna-
Understand this. Why can we not have, why do we not have public funded institutions? Why do we not have 100 IITs? Because your institutions like yours get big amounts of tax cuts. Institutions like yours
Yes.
get concessions from the government, and this is what Mr. Sadgopal
That's a
said.
joke.
That government
It's not personal.
institutions.
It's not
Let me
personal.
complete.
We're talking
Let me
about
complete.
private.
Give a
Let me complete,
dilapidating
sir. Let me complete, sir.
institution,
Let me
100-acre
complete, sir. Can I
campuses.
complete?
Let him complete.
Right. What I'm trying to say here is that the government is unnecessarily furthering privatization because
Yes.
it is buying into the assertion that somehow magically private institutions will be able to give them better teachers, will be able to give them better quality education. This seems more an assertion than an argument, and I feel
One sec, one
that
second,
the risk
one
here
second.
is too
One
much.
second, you all raise
risking-
your hands together.
Yeah,
One
the
second.
problem is that you're
You
risking.
have to let this side speak.
You're risking a possibility of quality improving at the cost of public institutions, which is why 100 IITs don't come up because private institutions are getting a lot of further.
When